Hey guys, Ash is here. Today I'm just going to be doing a quick little extra segment, only because I've noticed that a lot of people, including myself, are getting really frustrated at this time of year. It tends to happen to me almost every year at this time. I'm actually kind of grateful and lucky that this year it's not nearly as bad as it normally is, because here in Ottawa anyways, the weather has been a lot nicer this year than most years. So it's kind of been helping. And so today I'm going to be calling this Reduce, Reuse, Recycle, Relax. And we'll start with reduce. Reduce the bad habits. Reduce negativity. Reduce essentially clutter. Anything that you can think of that you need to perhaps maybe not do so much of in your life. Like maybe if you party too much, or you generally don't exercise very much, maybe reduce the amount of days that you're super duper lazy. And just little tiny things like that. Sometimes even just being a bit more organized can totally de-stress your life. So keep all of those things in mind, and even just switching one thing out of your day-to-day routine, something that maybe is a bit more positive than you would normally tend to do, especially at this time of year when you're so overwhelmed and stressed out with everything that's going on. Bills coming in from Christmas and all that kind of garbage. So just one thing a day, one thing a week, even if you are really, really busy and can't seem to find the time in a day to make sure to do something. But even if it's just 5 minutes, 5 minutes, literally even 30 seconds of just standing at the mirror and giving yourself self-affirmations sounds absolutely ridiculous, and you'll probably feel pretty ridiculous the first couple of times that you try it, but it actually does work. It's some kind of scientifically proven thing, and your brain just responds very well to it. So give it a try. If it's something as little as that will help reduce your stress or reduce, the negativity that you've got brewing in your life, is totally worth it for you and the people around you, because we obviously tend to take everything out on the people around us, so as strangers as well as family members and friends. So keep all of those things in mind. So the second thing is reuse. Reuse things in your house, or reuse things that people give you, whether it be gifts that you don't like, you can re-gift them or repurpose them even. Maybe you have an old chair, for example, that you're going to throw in the garbage that could be fixed up or reupholstered or whatever. Recycling, for example. You take some old cans or some glass jars. You can reuse the glass jars. I use them to put yarn in, or knitting supplies, or craft supplies, even other food items. Like I also generally make my own chicken broth and beef broth and that kind of stuff. I'll put it in there. And also when I go and give hostess gifts to people, sometimes I like to cook something or bake something, and I'll put it in a jar, so that way I can just tie a little ribbon around it with a little like an ID tag of what is in the jar, and it's super cute and delicious, and it looks super homemade, and you can paint on it if you want and make it a little bit more snazzy. I mean, it's really all, sorry, I've got something stuck in my eye. It's really all on how creative you are and letting your imagination run wild and going with it. So another few little organizational tips would be like a can, for example, any size can. If you take obviously the paper wrapping off of it, you could punch holes in it and make it a candle holder, or you could reupholster it or glue little odds and ends to it and make it like a makeup brush holder or a pen holder of some kind. Reusing, what else? My goodness, all kinds of things. I mean, really look in your recycling bin before you throw it out, or as you're going to toss something in the recycling. Think first about how many ways you think you could use it, whether or not you can currently use it for something that's in your home or a problem that you're having organizationally, and keep it around. I mean, just because it looks like a margarine container or a tin can doesn't mean that you can't put something on it that will make it not appear to be what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Imagination essentially is really what you need in order to make that whole reuse part of this segment work. So if you have an imagination and you're a do-it-yourselfer, then you know what I'm talking about, and it shouldn't be too difficult for you to do. But if you're not usually a do-it-yourselfer type and you think that what I'm currently saying is complete and utter insanity, I challenge you, I dare you in fact, to give it a try. Just once. Just grab, even the tin can idea, just grab a tin can, wash it out, clean it up, glue some things on it that you like, you know what I mean, and you'll have yourself a super cute little pen holder. Ta-da! So on to the third one, recycle. So kind of segues from the organization bit. Obviously recycling in that way is great. I know a lot of people are very green nowadays, or at least try to be somewhat green by recycling, but make sure also that when you are doing recycling that you think about recycling things like clothing, bringing it to your local thrift store, or having a swap meet of some kind. I know those are very popular nowadays. Getting a group of girls or even guys together. Don't forget about the guys, because men can also get together and have a bro fest or whatever you want to call it, and exchange clothes and shoes and video games and you name it. I mean, have a bro down instead of a hoe down. So, that kind of purging, decluttering, and making sure to, whatever you are purging, when you are decluttering, either give it to somebody you know, again, regift it, or bring it to your local thrift store. Another really great idea, actually, guys, too, that I've done many, many times, is if it's in really good shape and it's something that you know other people are willing to pay for, then toss it on Kijiji. Kijiji is an amazing tool that I use all the time, and it, honestly, it never fails. I always end up getting my stuff sold. Even if it takes me a month or two of reposting the ad every once in a while, it usually ends up getting bought by somebody. So keep that in mind as well. And then the last thing, of course, is relax. And we all need to relax. Everyone gets so crazy throughout the year. This time of year, like I keep saying, is the absolute worst. I find, kind of right before Christmas until almost pretty much springtime is quite a few months of just complete and utter chaos for most people. So it's amazingly surprising to me how few people take 5 minutes out of their day to just jam out and take a deep breath and just let all the crap from the day out and just let go of it all. So I know for myself, it's generally not until probably 9, 10 o'clock at night when I get to finally unwind, but do some yoga, meditate, even if it's, reading a book or literally just sitting and closing your eyes and just being there in a seat or on the ground, lay out and just stretch your arms up over your head and just let everything go. I mean, it sounds so silly, but even if it's just as little as that, if you want to take more time than that, of course, I would suggest exercising or, making food for your loved ones, doing a little craft of some kind. Relaxing doesn't necessarily have to be actual relaxation per se, like taking a bath, for example. If you feel going and running a marathon is something that's relaxing for you because you don't have that much time to yourself, then make a plan with you and some loved ones to do a marathon or run a marathon this year or something like that. Set a goal for yourself that will make you feel fulfilled and essentially relax your soul a little bit, because that's what it comes down to, is relaxing, right now in the moment, but also figuring out a way that you can kind of relax your being and yourself for kind of a prolonged period of time to kind of get you through the rest of this crap winter grossness that we tend to go through as human beings. And both men and women go through this, so again, guys, don't think that you're excluded from this whole relaxation bogus, because it's not the case. Women and men get stressed out and overwhelmed and crazy. So don't only say that it's your wife, because it's not. It's not only the ladies. So that's about it, guys. I would like to say that I'm super duper positive all the time, but that would be a blatant faced lie. I can be super duper negative, and it's just, it's just part of life. Everyone has days where they're a negative Nancy, and they're gonna be chewing off your head, and it's not gonna be fun, but at least know and try and remember that you have those days too. Cut the person some slack. Try and be as supportive as you possibly can be, even though you probably want to slap them in the face, and just know that it's temporary. For the most part. Some people are like that all the time, but it is temporary. So keep all these things in mind. I hope it helps. If you have any, comments or any little tidbits you'd like to add, stuff that's helped you out, please post it in the comment section, and hopefully, somebody else as well as myself could learn something from it. So thanks, guys. Bye.